Hello, hello, and welcome back as the team and I prepare to head back into the dungeon to once again dominate its dreary, despicable depths in Perfidious Pete Plays Darkest Dungeon. And what can I say about last episode except to mention the spit roasting the team and I gave the old swine prince? And no, I'm not talking about slow rotisserie style cooking his corpse over an open fire. I'm talking about the furious fucking we gave him at both ends. We were hitting him both ass and mouth. We double tapped that shit. He got spitted. The team rolled in with the swagger, shit all over every enemy that was placed in their path, and then butchered the prince like, pretty much just like a hog. It was more brutal than a Game of Thrones season finale. They just tore him apart. It was a red wedding all over again. So much so that, honestly, I don't really know what else to say about it, or how to even further describe it. It was the kind of horrific beauty that makes people slow down to rubberneck a traffic accident. And as bizarre as it sounds to say this, I'm eager to see a little more of that. I think maybe the dungeon is starting to affect me. Maybe I'm beginning to sort of get a little inkling of what drove my ancestor to madness and suicide. If this is the kind of thing he was into, I'm starting to get it, and I'm a little uncomfortable about that fact. But if I'm going to get me another dose, that sweet bloodthirst that I crave, it's down in the dungeon to see what's up. Medium veteran mission to kill the hag. Interesting. The focus ring is very good. The huge penalty to dodge is a problem, but this is it's actually an excellent trinket for a leper. It's pretty solid. I don't know as I'm ready to tangle with the hag just yet, though. What else have we got? Feather crystal. Not that interested. What are you? Ooh, Tome of Holy Healing, Vesta only. Very good. We do like our Tomes of Holy Healing. What's going on down in the Warrens? We still need to work on the Warrens and, to a lesser extent, the Cove. The Bright Tambourine. That's respectable. You know what? That's actually not just respectable. It's pretty good. That's actually pretty... It's beyond pretty good. It's straight up solid. It's actually really good. What's the Cove got on offer? I mean, that's not bad either. Ruins. Any other bosses we could take a whack at? We still need to kill the drowned crew and the inchoate flesh. We've already gotten the fulminating prophet. Bloody herb is not really... It's not terrible, but it's not fantastic. I really like this tambourine. I also really like the gold reward from this one and crests both, which are two things we need. It is a veteran mission, but we have an abundance of level 3 troopers here who we sort of need to start working a little bit. Maybe this could be exactly what we need. So is there a remove all trinket thing? Unequip all trinkets. That's exactly what I want. Trinkets are down, so let's put together a team that we should ideally be able to pump up to get to level 4 here. The question is, who's going to heal it? I mean, we could send... What are you doing, Jean Grey, that you're busy? You're getting some manner of stress relief. Do we have any other level 3 healers of any variety? We got both Mary Walker and Poison Ivy are solid. Do we have... We don't... healers are coming up short. I would love to try this mission, but... we would either have to take a level 2 seeker into the dungeon, which I am not a huge fan of doing. Man, this trinket is really good, though. I really want it. The only other thing we could do is rely on, like, Poison Ivy and Catherine Bishop to heal a whole medium-length dungeon. I just don't think they've got the soup. And you already guys sitting out there going, Pete, what about Wonder Woman? Just take Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is at the ready. You're not wrong, but we're going to save Wonder Woman for some boss bashing at the next level. We got to conserve our Wonder Woman a little bit. You gotta be careful with your Wonder Woman. She's the only Wonder Woman you're ever going to get. So as much as I don't relish the thought, I kind of think we got to do low level. We're looking at an apprentice mission. All right, I don't like it. +4 dodge. That's actually not terrible for the man-at-arms. Penalty to stun resist and move resist. Not a huge drawback. I mean, the Book of Relaxation is not terrible. It's bonus accuracy for dodge and reduction in stress damage. That's not extraordinarily bad. The bloody herb is... It's what it is. It's not great. You know what? If we're going short, let's go. Let's keep it short. Let's keep it short. Keep it simple. I'm sick of being in the wheel, though. we've done so many missions in the Weald. It's already cranked up to level 5. We've unlocked the boss. If we're going to do a short mission, or a low-level mission, I'd really rather prefer to do one basically anywhere else. The Cove is only you know what? Let's try this Cove mission. It's at least got crests, which we need, good rewards, and honestly, probably the most useful trinket. All right, we're putting together a team. Betsy Braddock, you got the bees? No. Ah, man, I thought you had rabies. I was so enthused for a moment. The problem is I kind of want to take an antiquarian into the dungeon, and that's going to be Natasha Romanoff. Of course, we're bringing in Black Widow. I mean, shit, if we're going to go with useless superheroes, let's fucking commit. Do I really think we can haul her all the way through a medium-level dungeon with, let's face it, substandard healers? Although we could take Megan. You know what? Maybe we can make this work. All right, so if we put Megan on heals, let's put her in slot 4. Let's crank up the healing capacity with a couple trinkets here. So give me sort by character class restriction. That's what we're looking for. And we want Vestal. Real good. We're going to take that one. And probably just a Tome of Holy Healing, I think. Is there anything else we might prefer? Nah, not really. All right. So we're going to pump her up as best we can. Tome of Holy Healing. Megan's at level 2. How are her skills looking, Megan? Not great. Your gear and skills need a little upgrading. We might go... Actually, we should definitely go tweak those. If we're going to have Megan going into the dungeon, we're going to have to spend a little cash. I don't really mind spending the cash here. Actually, your skills are fully upgraded. It's just your weapon and armors that suck. So we'll pay 1,200 gold for one stock upgrade. That's good enough. Level 2 will be enough to get her through the dungeon. Back down to the embarkation point. How do we want to fill out the rest of this? I'm kind of leaning towards... Well, I mean, and we're taking Natasha Romanoff. We need you to get skills. We got to take Romanoff to the guild. All right, Black Widow, let's get you some skills to pay the bills because goodness knows you got no other powers or abilities. Do we have antiquarian trinkets? We might. We do, in fact. We got a bag of marbles, plus 5 dodge, and plus, yeah, you know what? That's fine. 25 extra percent health and an extra 5 dodge. Totally useful enough. Now we got to come up with the rest of the team. So we got healing covered. We got cash covered. How do we want to handle damage? That's the issue now. We need some people who can bring the hurt. Betsy Braddock, I'm looking at you. Bad humor sucks. Yeah, you've got the right skills. You know, Braddock's got the skills to pay the bills. I think we trust her to get the bills paid. Let's let her do it. And then I think we'll just take the old Guardian here. Ghetto Captain America. James Harper. All right, James. I mean, yeah, you're probably good enough. Let's look at trinkets. Betsy Braddock. We're going to go full-on murderous rampage with Braddock. I think we give her Dismas's head. What else have we got that gives you bonus damage? Something that makes the enemy hurt. Don't we have Warrior's Bracer? 15%? Yeah, good enough. Yeah. All right, so she's going to be doing huge damage. Plus 40%. Betsy Braddock is going to be fucking wailing. Oh, she's going to be wailing like Jimmy Page wails on guitar. Sorry, it's been a long day of recording, and at this point, the metaphor well, it's coming up pretty close to empty. I don't have a lot to work with. I'll give you the best I got. I'll give you the best I got, but I'm going to tell you the same thing I've told every woman I've ever had a romantic relationship. The best I got ain't very damn good. I'll give you the best I got, baby. I'll be in there doing what I can, trying to have, you know, it's just, I ain't got a lot to work with. I'm sorry. Skills, bills, pay, yes. Harper, I think we'll go ahead and let's give you some more skills to pay said bills. Command, I am not a fan of. Retribution, yeah, I like it. Defender, yeah, I like it. Bolster, I mean, it's okay. So Harper, sorted. You know what? We could probably stand to upgrade your weapons and armor. If we come out of this dungeon at all, we are going to be coming out rolling in cash because we're taking a medium-length dungeon here, and we're taking an antiquarian in. So we should be, I mean, this is basically as good as we're going to get. Let's take a look at trinket situation. Plus 15% melee is not bad, but we don't want to give our penalty to dodge. That would be bad, actually. Plus 15% to healing skills, not terrible. Do we have any you-only trinkets? Stuff that only you can wear? No, not really. Debuff skill. Okay, so plus 5 accuracy is not terrible. Do we have anything that gives you bonus dodge? We'd really like to give it like a dodge item on you. Stun skill, not great. You know, let's have you take a Book of Intuition. The Dark Bracer is crap. Calming. Oh, there we go. +4 dodge, -15% stress damage. You know, calming crystals are really good. That's actually quite a powerful item. It has 2 excellent benefits: bonus to dodge and extra stress reduction. That's really good. I'm totally cool with this. All right, time to go. Let's rock this dungeon. Let's get provisioned. Pete, don't forget the torches you're saying. Don't worry, I'm not gonna forget the torches. For once, I got the torches. We're going into the cove. I'm gonna take 14. I feel relatively comfortable with that. We do need to watch our cash outlay because cash supply is running low. We do have to camp, so I don't really want to skimp on food. I think 20 is probably good. Let's grab 3 shovels, and man, we're going borderline bankrupt here. 1 key. I think this is the best we're going to be able to do. We're going to be a little limited because we got to take these pineal glands and deliver them Leech Woman style. Yes, that was an MST3K reference, and yes, the pineal gland did play a pivotal role in Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode, The Leech Woman. Actually, there was also, I think, John Carradine's The Unearthly, where the pineal gland played a pivotal role. Surprising number of pineal gland-related episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Maybe it's because back in the day, science didn't really know what the pineal gland did, so they just gave it magic fucking powers. So activate 3 protective wards, which I think are curios. And this may be a situation where, depending on how the stress works out, we full explore this dungeon. It could be straight up to our benefit to just take the antiquarian around to as many different things as she can find and have her investigate. This rotting fish carcass, for instance, gonna fix a big chunk of our food situation. Also picking up a minor antique and extra torch. Never mind, it didn't do shit for the food situation. Well, fuck me. I was actually a little concerned about our lack of food, and now more so. We do have a fight in this room. No. Oh, well, we're getting rid of a, we're just gonna get rid of a thing then. Can we get shit from doing this? The ward is lit? No. Oh, damn, I was hoping we might be able to pick up minor antiques and other collectibles from doing that as well, because that would be kind of broken awesome. Apparently, however, the answer to that question is no. We're gonna try and avoid this trap and obstacle. Alright, so here's another ward. We're 2/3 of the way done. Fortune smirks, at least. I mean, don't be giving your negative hate on Fortune. What did Fortune do to you, Ronata? Well,
Fortune waiting to be spent.
That's sweet, rare antique. That's 1,000 extra gold. And I was gonna say, what did Fortune ever do to you? But then again, I realized I am talking to Black Widow. She's an Avenger, and I'm not just talking about a straight up actual Avenger like from the comic books, where there are a lot of heroes. You'd be like, that person is an Avenger, and then you're just confused because it doesn't make any sense. You'd be like, what are they, a Great Lakes Avenger? And somebody's like, no, I mean, they're legitimate West Coast Avengers Avenger. And you're like, I don't get it at all. You know, a lot of characters, like a She-Hulk. I mean, sure, she's technically the Hulk, sort of, but she doesn't really seem like an Iron Man capable. I mean, she's not like Iron Man or Thor or even a Captain America. But then there's Black Widow. And she's, you're just like, she's a girl with a gun. How the hell did she get here? Eerie Coral. I don't remember what the thing for coral is. It seems like bandages, maybe? Protect our hands? Nope. Just touch it. It's fine. Coral is soothing to the mind. We got 10 stress reduction. That's not terrible. How are we doing on traps here? 70%, 60%, 50%. The antiquarian is terrible at traps. So this team is not gifted with the trap disarming. And Betsy Braddock gonna take it right to the face on that one. You got a debuff. Whoa! -20 dodge, -5 speed. That's horrible. Alright, so the tentacles in the cove are fairly dangerous. More soothing coral. Extra 10 stress reduction. Alright. Well, the antiquarian is bleeding off her stress at least. She has gone down the stress she got for being level 0 and going into a dungeon. Alright, pelagic shaman. We have learned an important lesson about these pelagic shamans. Those guys die first. Whatever you can do, whatever it takes, you try and make sure that the pelagic shaman is the first person to be dead. How blight resistant are these guys? Not very. I say we go for the blight on the guardian. He resisted it. Oh, that's not a great start. Little spear fishing. Black Widow takes one right in the gullet. Rampart's gonna move us forward, and I don't want to be forward. Could go with Retribution instead. I think that's fairly... Yeah, you know, we also got to kill this Thrall. We got to kill the Pelagic Guardian. We got to kill the Thrall, because that son of a bitch is going to explode, and when he does, it's very much going to hurt Megan. All right. We're going to need a lot of killing out of Betsy Braddock here. That's just exactly the right amount of killing, and a critical. No corpse left behind, just the fresh scent of pine. Put a little barnacle barrier on our Pelagic Shaman. That's unfortunate. The problem I have with the code isn't that the fights are extraordinarily difficult, although some of them are a little tough. It's that they take a long time and they're almost entirely stress-based, which I don't like. We're going to push you back. We also got the stun. I'm not sure if this unit can still guard while stunned. That's an interesting... Here we have get down or protect me. Just a nervous stab seems fine. 5 damage out of that. All right, so the Black Widow still knows how to wield a knife. At least she's got that going for her. We got to top off Betsy Braddock. She does have the bad humor, so a lower overall health total than one might expect from someone of her caliber. But man, with those trinkets, is she handing out a fury of beatdowns. It's going to be nothing but stress attack after stress attack after stress attack. 2 damage. Okay, we did get the Blight. Not that that's extraordinarily useful. Gonna go for the Rampart, see if we can push him back and stun him. We did. This guy should be dead. 7 damage from Megan. No healing is required because really no one is hurt. No more stress attacks out of your ass, shit biscuit. We're gonna take a little stress relief from you. Your only friend left alive in the universe is now stunned, and he's about to get shit all over. His protection stat quite high, so let's go for the Blight attack, which actually landed this time. That's nice. You know what? I'm going to guard Betsy Braddock. I don't think this guy has stress attacks. We probably should have done the guarding first. Okay, we did successfully get in the way of that and are bleeding as a result. Not fantastic. Not the end of the world. With Megan on heals, damage is really sort of a thing we don't have to be overly concerned with. Stress is a problem. Damage is not, really. That's my kind of party, too. One that can sort of ignore... I mean... Octocestus again. Still guarded, and a nice dodge. You know, guard and dodge is a fantastically strong combo. It really does pay good dividends. Let's just go with a little riposte here. And now that guard lasts from turn over turn, I actually quite like that. We're going to go for a group heal. Just top everybody off. 5 healing from a group heal in aggregate. That's quite a bit of overall healing. I mean, well, it's not quite a bit. It's codifiably an amount, and that amount is 20. It's 20. I'm just, you know. Oh, that's not. Evil Force, which did what? Minus 25% damage until camp, minus 10 accuracy until camp. Neither of those things are actually a huge drawback. What was the Antiquarian? We didn't bring her for damage. There will be no blood left for the leeches. You have like a tiny fucking paper cut, Harper. Sack up, man. Jeez, you got a little teeny tiny nick on your hand. You're like, oh, look, I'm bleeding. There'll be nothing left for the leeches. Jesus. Crybaby much? Put a fucking Band-Aid on it. I got some Where's Waldo Band-Aids if you want Where's Waldo, or would you prefer Thomas the Tank Engine, James? Which one do you want? I've got Thomas and I've got Waldo. You can have fun trying to find Waldo on your Band-Aid. Alternatively, you know how you feel about Thomas. Alright, so this is getting shoveled.
Spirits are lifted.
Get that shipwreck out of the way. What is this thing? Base really. Go ahead and touch it. Message has a lasting impact upon the hero. What did we get? We got Backtracker. It's better than something negative. That's the best thing that can be said for Backtracker. It's not a penalty. Comes the Spearfishing Romanova with a sweet dodge. Look at the fucking stylings on. You know what we should do? We should just do get down. Go ahead and get down. Get down with your bad self. A little victory dance for Black Widow. Here comes Doomsday, which I was worried about. The Antiquarian actually dodged it, which is nice, but the stress on Betsy Braddock is getting out of control. We have got to kill the stress unit. He is our top priority. Over all other things, he must be slain. James Harper taking a little bit of damage, taking a bleed as well, but again, damage and bleeding, not really something we have to be overly concerned about. All right, so I'm going to guard Betsy Braddock so that we can try and get in the way of potential stress attacks, because I have a feeling, yeah, the Madman's going to die. 3 stress relief, which is not enough. He's going to guard our little friend who's trying to stack bleeds on us. That's fine. We got Spear Fisherman in the back, the pelagic grouper. It would be really nice if the Antiquarian had an ability that was a stress reducer. If they had some kind of stress reducing ability. I mean, they've got a blight attack. They have, I think, a bleed. They've got some dodges, some weird sort of cross-guarding buff shit going on. A stress relief thing would make them dramatically better. Although, you know, how much can you ask for? There's got to be, from a balance standpoint, there's got to be a climax. A class can only be so good, and maybe that's part of the balancing. You're trading stress for gold, and then, I mean, later on, ultimately trading gold for stress. It works both ways. Let's get a stun on this guy. Maybe we could prevent him from guarding that dude again. That would be delightful. We can let that guard wear off. I wonder if he can intercept while stunned. Let's test it. He cannot. 5 damage, actually, from the Black Widow. She really does know how to wield a knife. You gotta give the Black Widow a little credit. She does the damage. All right, so you're just dead then.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope
Another spear fishing. Black Widow taking a little damage. Actually, her dodge buff thing is pretty good. So let's keep the guard. I think we're just gonna alternate it here between sort of guarding and retribution. It seems to be working. Big heal for the Guardian. Also, his name is the Guardian. How can we not have him be guarding? I mean, it's what he was born for. When a man's like, what do you do for a living? He's like, I'm the Guardian. Be like, oh, so what do you like, guard, you store it somewhere? He's like, no, I mean, I'm the Guardian. I guard literally all of the earth. I protect it with the shield in my own body, as well as my wits. People are like, does that pay well? And he's like, no, actually, it's an unpaid gig. I'm sort of working pro bono on this one. If you could help me out with a sandwich, I'd appreciate it, because I'm starving to death over here. Not really very good at the gig. It's not like I've got the respect of the world or anything. I'm doing what I can with the best I got. And this indestructible shield of mine, it's all I've got. So we're going to go for a little Divine Comfort group heal. Aggregate 20. Tops us off fairly nicely. This guy may die from just leftover damage. What do you got? 1, 3. Get 5 health. Nope. We'll have Black Widow take a poke at you, and her minimal damage is going to put you over the top. Comes a spear fishing. Man, that guy hates Black Widow. I mean, he's got a hate on for Black Widow sort of the same way I've got a hate on for Black Widow. And it's not that I have any objection to Black Widow specifically as a character. I think Black Widow in a vacuum is fine. Former assassin, she's got sort of an intriguing backstory. I mean, there's some stuff going on there. Strong female character, which I am a fan of. It's not Black Widow herself I object to. It's the fact that Black Widow is a fucking Avenger. She's just like a Bill Cosby picture page. One of these things is not like the others. One of these things does not belong. Specifically, the thing that doesn't belong in the picture pages instance is Bill Cosby on fucking picture pages. Goddamn fucking raping prick. You don't belong in picture pages, Bill Cosby. You have tainted my childhood with your nefarious later life actions. And allegedly a rapist. I mean, we can't say definitively, but doesn't matter. Now that the allegations have been made and at least it seem at least reasonably durable, it's not like the people are recanting their stories or anything. It's a he said, she said situation, but there's got to be some weight to it because it's not going away. You forever sullied my childhood. Somewhere Captain Kangaroo is very sad right now. Bill Cosby. I mean, Captain Kangaroo is dead. I'm pretty sure the man who played Captain Kangaroo is dead, so how sad could he really be? We'll go for the Blight attack and the debuff. We're in for the old gods. It's nice to somebody throw an actual damage attack at Betsy Braddock for once instead of a stress attack. Alright, that hurt a little bit. Eldritch Pull is not terrible. Even if we're pulled, which is bad, we can still completely undo this. So you're dead because I'm not... Shit. We really needed that one to hit, and now they've got the guard off. This is a very serious problem. We're looking at a lot of aggregate stress. So we have to go Defender. As much as I would love to Rampart and push our way forward to get our Antiquarian out of the front line where she definitively does not belong, we don't have a whole lot of options here. We're going for a little group heal. Yeah, he's going to step in front of it, but what are you going to do? The only thing we can do is try and stun him. So we're getting the fuck down. Stressful. Well, we knew that was going to happen, but this is exactly why we threw the guard. We can spread some of the stress around at James Harper. We can also have him take that crit for us, which gives him another 9 stress, but it does save Betsy Braddock more stress. And man, Harper is getting fucking worked over here. The enemy's working him like a speed bag. You know what? Give me a retribution. Now that you can mark yourself, you're also guarding. Retribution has strong benefits here. I think we have to go for the group heal. We do need to get a single target heal on Harper at some point because he is not in good shape. We're going to wind up hitting that guy anyway, and this is basically our one bleed attack, so throwing it at him is not a terrible idea. Does this work on other people? No, self only. I think we're probably good. We may get down again. Let's throw the blight attack while we can. We're chipping in tiny, tiny bits of damage on this guy. There's what we're looking for. The guard and the retro. Man, this guy has gone from almost no stress to a shitload of stress in a single encounter. The retribution action is working out nicely, though. We got to throw the guard back at Betsy Braddock. It's a stressful gig trying to save the world, isn't it? Yep, more retribution. All right, now we're getting some overflow here. Our man-at-arms with this guard retribution action is working quite nicely. What if we force the antiquarian? We got to throw a big heal at Harper. What if we have the antiquarian also do the I force someone else to guard me thing? Then James Harper is basically getting in front of every attack. You know, I'm curious just to see what this does. Oh, it pulls it away from Betsy Braddock. Apparently, you can only be protecting one thing at a time. Okay, that's bad. We don't want to do that. It's intriguing because we could force someone else to take that shot. Holy crap, the Guardian has gone into a fucking killing spree here. He's absolutely enraged. He's gone into full-on murder meta. You're supposed to be a good guy, a champion for the people. Yeah, go ahead and guard him. That's fine. Okay, so we have to put that back where it belongs. And we definitely have to camp after this because we've got some serious stress problems. We're going to go for the AoE heal. Everybody gets a little taste. This guy is not quite in the death zone, but the one damage we got from Black Widow is going to be enough to top him off. Spearfishing for Megan is largely irrelevant. I mean, we can't really do anything here. We could, you know what, let's Adrenaline Rush. We also could have just repositioned and pushed ourselves to the 4, which would probably have been more useful, now that I think about it. Let's go for the Retribution Bonk. We might be able to get a kill out of that riposte regardless of position. That guy died to blight or bleed, so he doesn't leave a corpse. Let's just have Megan lightning bolt that man. Bolt from the blue and the fire of heavens descends. Rot gut sensor, 8 accuracy, 5. That's actually kind of shitty. We do want the food, so let's take what we can take. How did we not pick up the food? I hate burning a torch, but it's the easiest thing for us to discard. I would rather have the food, and honestly, this rot gut sensor, that's 1,000 gold in a stack. We're definitely not getting rid of those. I want the deeds. I want the portraits. I want the crests. Yeah, you know what? I don't really give a shit because that's a trinket I'm never going to use, and it's 750 gold. So first things first, let's reorder the party. Let's put you back where you belong. And Harper, I believe. You know what? You're probably... we could go for like an early 4th spot shot with Betsy Braddock. I'm okay with that. Antiquarian, if you would, please. Drop the thing. Protective ward is down. Something to smile about. The mission is completed because that's our 3rd one. We're going to continue adventuring because there's loot to be hauled out of this dungeon yet. Our stress is a little problematic, but we can get some stress relief here. And then whatever we can get out of our camping abilities, we can just add on. Curious Incantation. Minus 50% stress damage for 4 combats. That's pretty good. Strange Powders. Not that great. Pep Talk. Not that great. Sanctuary. Interesting. Prevents nighttime ambush. Probably the most interesting part of that. Let's Sanctuary to just avoid a cheap fight. What do you got? Weapons practice. Instruction. Again, meh. Does nobody have anything that reduces stress? Alright, we're gonna have to reject the gods. We gotta shuffle some of this stress around. It's getting a little problematic. We can then Sanctuary, or rather, we can pray and undo some of that. We undid most of what we picked up. So we have reduced our overall stress. Does anybody have just, like, Encourage? Something. Not really. All right, then. I guess we'll do... Well, let's throw a Curious Incantation. Oh, that only hits you? Oh, come on. That's horse shit. All right, well, Selfish much? We're literally out of abilities we can do, so we're resting. We did get some stress reduction here. And this seems to really be the paradigm. Every time we've brought an antiquarian into the dungeon, we have paid the price for the longer combats. The price is always stress.
The match is struck.
And now, we could leave here and come out of this basically at a wash, but I am going to be a little greedy for the chance to explore some more, see what this antiquarian... Ah, the trap is real bad.
Ambushed by foul invention.
18 stress. We basically just, almost everything we undid with our reduction there, we just gained it right back. But we're going to see if we can get enough cash out of this antiquarian to pay for what we did as far as the power up and leveling. I guess that was empty. And then also to pay for some stress reduction. We need the bonus cash here. We need the loots. Give me the loots. So definitely loot down here. 2 fights on the way to that, which I'm not a huge fan of. Theoretically, we could also fight our way to stress relief. I mean, that is a possibility. Son of a bitch. Collector fight with the antiquarian on board is not brilliant. Alright, Black Widow, you're going to have to really try and earn your keep on this one. So, we're going to go... We full-on guard Betsy Braddock. I think this is the strong initial play. Collector's going to summon his boys. They come. Alright, Collect Call is out. He has summoned Highwaymen, 2 Man-at-Arms. Not the end of the world. Megan's going to keep dropping bombs on this guy as long as she can before she has to switch to healing. And this is why we have Betsy Braddock in the lead position. We can take advantage of Iron Swan. I'm going to do everything I can to try and avoid that. Now we have to kill this Man-at-Arms before we can take advantage of Iron Swan again. This is going to be... We're looking at some afflictions. It's pretty much going to happen. So we're going to riposte. We're going to bonk the Man-at-Arms. We're going to try to get James Harper as dedicated to damage as we can get. Fling some more. Oh, he stepped in front of a blight attack. Okay, well, that's suboptimal. We may as well just start dropping bombs on this guy, then. If we're not going to be able to hit the Collector until the Man-at-Arms is dead, we may as well just hit the... Yeah, this will probably kill him. And Iron Swan does good damage. Alright, so this is exactly what we want. Guys throwing damage attacks at our guy who gets riposts. This is beautiful. We're just going to be alternating riposte. This is pretty much exactly what we're going to do. We're going to alternate riposte and alternate guard on Betsy Braddock. We're going to take advantage of this guy as best we can. Lifesteal is not a problem. He heals twice as much. We're going to undo that with our next swing. And fucking the Guardian, look at him, man. The guy, he's taking a lot of damage, admittedly, but he's handing out some furious beatdowns. So we have him go back to Defender on Betsy Braddock. We toss a big heal at him and undo most of his pain. The bleeds are ultimately going to be a bit of a problem. Stasha Romanova keeps throwing blights at our buddy there. And at third slot, we can hit him for 13 damage and a bleed. Strong damage output. All right. Black Widow taking a... Ooh. Actually, the Black Widow's in not a great position here. The lifesteal coupled with the headhunt has been bad. 12 stress. Okay, it's showing me the collection. He showed it to me good. Give me the bomb. We got to kill the Collector. I'm less interested in these heads. They're going to kill themselves by and large. We should have given you a heal, shouldn't we? Definitely should have. I think we keep piling Blight on the Collector. We want to try and stack those up as best we can. Let's go for the full party heal. We could have probably gotten away with throwing a direct heal at our Antiquarian as well. These guys are going to flat up kill themselves, though. If they swing at Betsy, good solid damage from Braddock. Nice. And you know what? Killing the Collector is always a beneficial action because you get the chance to stack up some of these sweet trinkets. I mean, this head, we got Batman's head here, and it's been holding shit down for us. Batman just murdered himself. Batman's head has been holding it down, and we did get that from a Collector fight. We actually sacrificed some lives to pick that one up, but all things considered, I sort of think it was worth it. We're going to defend Braddock. Say what you want about Captain Britain's little sister, man, but Psylocke has been... She's really living up to her name as the world's greatest psychic assassin. She's doing work. The Collector now has fatal damage as long as he doesn't get healed. I think we got to throw a big heal to Antiquarian. She's pretty wrecked up. Probably next turn, James Harper gets one. You threw a heal at that guy instead of the Collector. All right, I mean, not the move I'd have gone with, but sure, why not? The Collector, I believe, is dead. He is two. Yeah, he's absolutely dead. He had 2 health left. So we've got the defense up. Let's go for the Retribution on the Highwayman. It's only going to get us 2 damage, but that's not the important part of that. The Retribution is the important part. Collector bites the dust. We're going to hack that head's head off. So are these things like Panogolins? Is that what they're supposed to be? The Panogolin, of course, is like a sort of Eastern mythological vampire-type creature that is basically guts that flies around at night drinking blood that's attached to the severed head of a person that it killed. It's pretty much the vampire myth, except in the daytime, its guts are inside of its body and the head is also attached, but at night, its head detaches and goes flying around drinking blood while trailing its own intestines behind it. It's kind of a weird deal. Vampires also have fur in a lot of Eastern mythology, which is curious as well, but I guess you're willing to wake up your own stories. I just think it's kind of interesting that vampire as a myth is something that transcends sort of cultural boundaries. I mean, both cultures have vampires. They're just different on the specifics. We can afford to have Harper go to the front for the stun. If we can get a stun to keep her from healing, that's exactly what we needed. Now she's dead. Talking about a... Okay,
Seize this momentum. Push on to
I really want to get trinkets from the Collector as opposed to gold. I mean, I don't object to the gold, don't get me wrong. That's sort of why we came down here. The gold is useful. Is anti-venom? No. What the hell goes on coral? Is it just a shovel? Nope. Torch? No. I have no idea what's supposed to go on coral. It's soothing to the mind. If we'd known every one of those was going to be soothing to the mind, we would have some of our fucking troopers who are stressed to shit out. Actually, we should be doing that all the time, because the only thing you get from that is a nasty gash, and I don't even care about a nasty gash. Stress wave is a problem. We really need Betsy Braddock to one-shot kill this man before he gets a chance to get guarded by this piece of shit. So you know what? I was going to say we could stun that guy to keep him from guarding, but if we do that, we won't be able to use the attack I want to use. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Drop a lightning bolt on the shaman. Nobody's stopping that. Come on, Betsy Braddock, win a speed roll. We need 1 speed roll, girl. We're not gonna get it. Did get 2 damage and some blight out of it though. So, oh, never mind. You're dead. Sweet. This fight just got dramatically shorter. Yeah, you go ahead and throw a barnacle barrier at a guy that only does damage. I don't give a shit. It's the stress I'm concerned about, and you didn't do anything to protect your stress unit. James Harper with the sweet dodge. Eldritch push is fine. James Harper going to take that one as well. He can push himself back to the front if he does get knocked down. So we're going to Retribution. Take out the stress unit. We're piling all of the hate we can pile on this man's body. 8 damage from the Braddock. And we're looking close to fatal. Straight up throat cut by the Black Widow. Oh, man, that's got to be humiliating, right? Be like, can you imagine going to, like, the supervillain convention every year down in, I don't know, it seems like they'd have it in Boca Raton. It seems like the kind of place that have that sort of convention. We're going to the annual supervillain convention. You just got fresh out of jail. Got the jail haircut working. People are like, oh, man, did you just get out of the joint? You're like, yeah, you know, I was doing a nickel up at Sing Sing. They'd be like, well, who put you in? Then you have to say, Black Widow. Everybody just is like, oh, yeah, well, you know, Black Widow, yeah. She'll surprise you, the Black Widow. She'll surprise you. Yeah, she really got the better of me. And, you know, the conversation sort of fades because you can tell that nobody's really interested in talking to you anymore now that they found out the Black Widow gave you the what for. And then you know as soon as you leave the room, that's the only topic of conversation. You left the room and now everybody is talking about the fact that you got taken down by the fucking Black Widow. You're a laughing stock as soon as you're out of earshot. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing you can do. That man can kill himself on the Guardian Shield. Man, this Guardian combo thing, I'm starting to really become a convert. The Man-at-Arms are starting to show some strength. With enough dodge, you could really do some pretty wickedly awful shit with that. I'm just gonna straight up go for the stun here. And also the kill. Yeah, this guy's done. Doesn't matter if he's stunned or not, he's dead. Enjoy bleeding to death, fish man. I'm gonna take your cash. Stress levels are pretty much untenable. We got 7 of these bad boys. That's probably enough to pay for the stress reduction, as well as the extra 1,000 from the rare antique and a 2,500 from killing the collector. Probably this was profitable enough, although I should have checked that giant clam before I left the room because I'm an idiot. Still, solid gold output. What are we looking at total? Pretty damn good. 12,000 for a medium-length apprentice mission, and we're only going to spend about 3,000 of that overall in aggregate on stress relief. So, all things considered, pretty positive. Natasha Romanoff is, you know what? Curious is the one thing. An antiquarian is perhaps the one class I would not give a shit about having curious. They're interacting with every trinket anyway, so it doesn't matter. Hard Noggin is solid, and Second Wind is straight up good. Especially for somebody who's going to be as injured as James Harper is a lot. And Megan, unfortunately, has out-leveled Apprentice Dungeons. We sort of expected that, and also it puts her in the range now to become one of our solid core veteran healers. So, you know, benefits all around. Mercedes Knight got rid of her stress. Anna Kravinoff prayed and recovered 69 stress and is no longer selfish. I'm guessing that's supposed to be ennui and is just misspelled. There should be an I at the end of that word. And Jean Grey, of course, got rid of she got rid of her irritable bowel syndrome and her powerful explosive flatulence. I don't know whether that's good for Jean Grey or not, but the rest of the team gonna be real happy that Jean ain't popping some farts. Although, as the Phoenix, she can do the lighting a fart on fire trick pretty reliably. She's really good at it. Take a look at the old stagecoach and see what's on order. I'm really only interested in an Abomination, and we did find one. Who's a stress eater and is afraid of the Eldritch. So he's terrified of himself. Ruin's Adventure is bad. Actually, is good. Armor Tinker is actually also pretty good ability. It almost pays for itself if we were to lock it in fact. Stress Eater's real shitty, though. Fear of Eldritch is not terrible. What camping abilities have you got? Psych up. Self-only. Bonus damage. Pretty good. Eldritch Blood. Self-only. Bunch of resistances. Pep Talk. Not great. Anger Management is actually pretty good. He won't have it. Do we want to pick up an Abomination? Do we have a team that could roll with the Abomination is the more relevant question. Or a team that could help level up the Abomination to get him back up with our Jester. Because this would max out our roster. And I'm not a huge fan of the Abomination. I'm thinking maybe a limit of 1 Abomination per roster is probably the appropriate number. We haven't seen, you know what, we will pick him up. We haven't seen one in a while, and we do have some lowish level guys that he could probably, he could probably level up with these guys if he has to. Or alternatively, we could probably suffer enough to drag him through a dungeon that's over his level. If we have to, we can always try and power level him a little bit. But for now, I'm going to wrap this one up. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to drop a like down in the comment section. Of course, your support does really mean a lot to us, and if you'd like to see more of the amazing adventures of Black Widow, couldn't even finish that without laughing. You might consider subscribing as well. Post new episodes of Darkest Dungeon every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Right now, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.